Very good morning, my dear students. How are you? I hope you all are fit and fine. And yesterday you celebrated Republic Day in your home and you were missing your school also, aren't you? Okay. Okay, today in this session I am going to start the poem Marshlands. Children, this poem is written by Emily Pauline Johnson. She is a Canadian author, Canadian poet. Students, this is a very beautiful poem, very interesting. If you will pay attention, you will enjoy the poem. Okay? Now I will tell you about the poem. Students, this is a poem having 14 lines. Just I am counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. This is a 14 line poems, and you know the poems having 14 lines is known as a sonnet, right? A sonnet has couplets. Now I will count the couplets. There are one. Couplets means a pair of two lines. What is the meaning of couplets? Couplets means a pair of two lines. So, this poem has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. This poem has 7 couplets and that's why this poem is having 14 lines and known as a sonnets. Now, third thing. What is the third thing? The third thing being a sonnet is its uh, rhyming scheme. A sonnet has a rhyming scheme. Once again, I am telling a sonnet has a rhyming scheme. Now, you know what is rhyming scheme? There is the last word like rim, brim. These are having a rhyming scheme. That is a compulsory feature of a sonnet. So, rim, brim, mold, gold, lagoon, tune, sheltering, cling, flight, night, wail, swale, creep, sleep. Okay? So, every couplet has a rhyming scheme. That's why this poem is a sonnet. Okay, I hope you are enjoying. Okay, students, now I am reading the line by line and I will explain. A thin wet sky that yellows at the rim and meets with sun-lost lip the marshes brim. First, I will explain what do you see in the picture. Okay, in this picture you can see the golden yellow light of the sun. You can see a wild, I think it is goose, a wild goose. You can see tall grasses. You can see some uh, wild rice. Okay, you can see water. There is water, and also you can see there is a kind of fungus. Okay, and now I will explain what is the meaning of marshlands. The meaning of marshland is area of flat and lowland that are flooded, that has stagnant water, that has that is water which has foul smell. Okay, so marshland means you can say in easy way wetland. Okay, so I will explain now the poem. A thin wet sky. The sky is looking thin and wet. That yellows at the rim. But your rim means the edge of the sky. मतलब कह सकते हैं कि द प्लेस वेयर द स्काई seems to meet the earth, that is known as rim, horizon. So the sun is just setting down. The sun is just setting. That's why its rays are looking yellow, yellowish, some kind of orange. When you have seen the rising sun and the setting sun, and both time you have seen the sun rays looks yellow or little bit orange. So the sun is setting down. Sun डूब रहा है. The sun is setting down, and that's why its rays are looking yellowish. And meets with sun lost lip the marsh's brim. What's a brim means? The top edge of the marsh. Means marsh का जो top edge है. Look here. This you can say top edge. Okay. So it seems, ऐसा लगता है, the sun is just touching the top edge of the marsh. सन की जो रेज हैं वो मार्श के टॉप एज को टच कर रही हैं. That's why the poet has described this scene like a sun lost lip. Sun is just setting in the marsh, and the sun has lost its rays, and sun has sank in the marsh water. That's why it has been said that the sun has lost its rays, and it is touching the lip of the marsh, which is the top edge of the marsh. Now the next line, the pools low lying, dank with moss and mold, glint through their mildews like large cups of gold. The pools, जो पूल है वो लो लाइंग है. जो मार्श के बीच में जो पूल है, जहाँ पे स्टेगनेंट वाटर है, जहाँ पे फाउल स्मेलिंग वाटर है, जहाँ पे स्टिल वाटर है, वो लो लाइंग है. यानी कि जो पूल है वो थोड़ा गहराई में है. Dank with moss and mold. You have also seen some kind of this place, marshland place. There, you have seen some kind of fungus, right? तो जो जो वहाँ का जो वाटर है उसमें फंगस है. तो जो वहाँ की जो वाटर दिख रहा है वो कैसा दिख रहा है? वो दिख रहा है अनप्लीजेंट वेट. डैंक मीन्स अनप्लीजेंट वेट एंड कोल्ड. तो जो मार्श लैंड का जो वाटर है, जो पूल का जो वाटर है, वो दिखता है कि वो फंगस से भरा हुआ है और वो कूल है. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट लाइन, glint through their mildews like large cup of gold. Now here the poet has compared the water of the pool, the water of the marshland like a large cup of gold. He is saying that it is looking like a large cup of gold because the water inside the pool is shining, and it is looking that there is something, there is something in the in the in the in the pool. That's why that is described as a large cup of gold, that is looking like a golden, because the setting sun rays are looking gold like, and they are spread over the water of the pool and looking like cups of gold. Okay, next, among the wild rice in the still lagoon, in monotone the lizard shrills the tune. वहाँ पर जो मार्श लैंड है वहाँ पर देयर इज काइंड ऑफ वाइल्ड राइस ग्रोन. मीन्स आप कह सकते हैं कि वहाँ पे वाइल्ड राइस जैसी ऊंची ऊंची से टॉल ग्रासेस है, और लगून मीन्स होता है बच्चों, लगून मीन्स होता है लेक ऑफ सी वाटर separated from the sea by rock and land. मतलब कह सकते हैं कि सी का वाटर जो कि वहाँ से निकल के कहीं आ गया हो और एक पूल में कलेक्ट हो गया हो और वो स्टोन से रॉक से वहाँ से उसमें बीच में डिवाइडर बन गया हो और वो अलग हो गया हो और दैट वाटर इज नॉट फ्लोइंग, that is still water, that is stagnant water, that is foul smelling water, so that is known as lagoon. And now here the poet is saying that it doesn't mean that in the pool there is nobody, no presence of any living thing. No, there is lizard like creatures are there. They are making the shrill sound, but the sound is monotonous. The sound is of the same type, that they are making the same kind sound, but that is a shrill tune, but that is of same kind. The wild goose, homing, seeks a sheltering where rushes grow and oozing lichens cling. Now the poet is saying when the night comes, everybody goes to his house. Okay? That's why the living creature like wild goose also returning to their homes. But where is their homes? They are seeking a sheltering place. They are returning. They want a place for the night. They want to take rest for the in the night. That's why they are seeking a sheltering place where they can spend the night. Where rushes grow, now uh, they are they're searching the resting place in the marshland, and the place is there are rushes grow. Bachcho, rushes means a type of tall grass. There are in the marshland beside the pool, in the marshland there are tall grasses grown and the oozing. There are oozing gray green or yellow plants. There are many kinds of plants and they are looking like yellow plants, green plants, gray color plants. Different kinds of plants and grasses are grown beside the pool in the marshland. Okay. Now the next line, late cranes with heavy wing and lazy flight sail up the silence with the nearing night. Now the poet is saying when we return to our house in the evening, we feel some tiredness. We don't run. We walk with a lazy step. That's why the cranes are also coming, but they are not in hurry. उन्हें जल्दी नहीं है. They are not flying very fast. Their pace is slow. They are flying with the heavy wings, and uh, they're looking they are looking like they are tired, and they are flying with a lazy flight. Okay, sail up the silence with the nearing night. Now the night is nearing, night is coming by and by, because the sunlight is just disappearing. There is now no sunlight, because when the night goes, when the evening comes, and then when the sun sets and the evening comes, then when the evening passes away and the night starts, nobody can know the exact time. So that's why the night is coming near and the silence is coming everywhere in the marshland. And like a spirit swept in some soft veil. Bacho, in the night you have also imagined sometimes when you are alone that the tree shadows look like a spirit. Spirit means like a ghost. ओके, तो ही सेइंग कि अब जब रात हो गई तो ऐसा लगता है कि काइंड ऑफ स्पिरिट, काइंड ऑफ घोस्ट इज मूविंग एवरीवेयर. And because everything is covered with what? With the dark cover, with the night. night is dark, so the everything is covered with the soft veil. बच्चों veil means घूंघट, पर्दा. तो everything is covered with the night veil of the uh, with the black veil of the night, and it looks like a spirit, like a ghost is moving around. Steals twilight, एंड जो हमें लगता है कि जो स्पिरिट है, जो स्पिरिट आ रही है, जो नाइट आ रही है, ये सन की जो ट्विलाइट है, बिल्कुल उसने उसको स्टील कर लिया. एंड देयर इज एवरीवेयर शेडोज ओवर द स्वेल. स्वेल मीन्स अगेन मार्शलैंड. तो मार्शलैंड पर स्पिरिट का जो घोस्ट लाइक शेडोज का जो शेडो पड़ता है, जो डार्क नाइट का, डार्क कवरिंग का शेडो पड़ता है, तो वो कंप्लीटली ट्विलाइट को स्टील कर लेता है. नाउ एवरीथिंग इज कवर्ड विद अ डार्क कवर. ओके. Hushed lie the sages, and the vapors creep, thick, grey, and humid, while the marshes sleep. Now the poet is saying hush. When we say hush, means we are making silence. So hushed lie the sages. Now the in grass like plants there is a kind of hush, means there is a kind of silence everywhere in the plants, among the plants, in the green plants. There is everything is looking black, and there is a kind of silence everywhere, and the vapors creep. Now the fog is coming. Nowadays the winter is going, and you have seen the fog in the morning. 2 days before, you in the morning you have just seen fog. Everything looks like disappearing from the sight. The visibility just becomes very low. So the vapors creep. Now the vapors started to creep, and a foggy mist covers everything. सब तरफ कोहरा छा जाता है और लगता है कि ओस की बूंदें गिर रही हैं. एंड थिक ग्रे एंड ह्यूमिड वाइल द मार्श स्लीप. एंड नाइट में आप देखिए बाहर निकल के, अब रात को बाहर निकलिए, देखिए सब लगता है सो रहे हैं. That's why the poet is imagining that the marshland is also sleeping, because everything is thick, air is grey, air is humid, and everything is silent, and the fog is covering all the area. That's why the imagination of the poet is that the marshland is also sleeping. Now, in the beginning of the poem, I told you that this is a sonnet, right? There are three qualities of a sonnet. A sonnet must have 14 lines, it must have a rhyming scheme, and the third one is it must have a message. Now the poet is message. What is the message? The message of the poet is that the marshland also have some living creatures, and they are now also taking rest. Now the poem is completed. I hope you enjoyed the poem. For understanding the poem, my dear students, you have to see the video many times. Okay? And you have to learn the poem by heart, at least 8 lines. And you have learned the workshops which I have already sent, and I have already sent its question answer. So you have to prepare them also. Okay? Take care and goodbye.